Hey friends, what's going on? Tony hanging out down here in the music room, and I'm so excited to share our latest interview with you guys. Had the opportunity to speak with Molly Rennick of the band Living Dead Girl. They have a brand new record, their debut album, Exorcism, and it is killer. Picture Jinjer, New Year's Day, in this moment with Avril Lavigne sharing some vocals on it. Yeah, it's great. It's metal infused with just the right amount of poppy melodic sound to it. It's like nothing I've ever heard before. I dug it on the first listen, and I really think you guys are going to enjoy it as well. So, like I said, I got to talk to Molly, the mastermind of Living Dead Girl, the lead vocalist. We talk about a variety of topics, and I think you guys are really going to dig this interview. So listen to it, check it out, and then go out and check out the album Exorcism from Living Dead Girl. You can go to their website. There's a link here in the YouTube story where you can go buy vinyl, you can buy a CD, all kinds of cool merch. The band is very visual. They do things right. I'm telling you, you're going to dig them. While you're here, go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you'll see all of our other interviews and album reviews and concert reviews as they happen. And you know what, use that comment section. Let us know what you think of Molly and Living Dead Girl. We would love to hear your reaction. Like I said, I think you guys are really going to dig this band. I know I do, but enough of me. Let's get into the interview. Ladies and gentlemen, Molly Rennick from Living Dead Girl. Well, I'm being joined by Molly from the band Living Dead Girl, and you guys have a big day coming up here on Friday, June 11th. The record finally comes out. The record Exorcism, how does it feel to have this record coming out?
It also it all feels so relieving. I don't know how else to put it other than relieving. Like exciting, amazing, biggest day of my life, but I feel like I can finally just like take a deep breath. Like it's gonna be out there finally.
Yeah, because you actually finished recording it February of 2020, is that correct?
Yes, over a year and a half ago.
Man, so it has to be frustrating sitting on this record, waiting to unleash it on the world. Because I know when I get done doing like an interview or a video, I can't wait to put it out there. So I can't imagine to have this body of work and having to sit on it for over a year.
It's been so hard. Like I kept telling like my parents and my boyfriend and like our band members stuff. I was like, don't let anyone hear the music. Like it's a secret. Like don't leak it. And then like you have like a family dinner, or you'd have friends over for drinks or something, and like my parents would be like, can we just show them one song? Like or people would come over and be like, can I please just hear a few of them? And I'm like, okay, fine. Like I've been trying to like keep it all to myself. I didn't want to like leak it to anyone or anything. And it's like it feels greedy. It's like the whole like just sitting on it's been so weird. But yeah, like we wanted to release it like last October, but then obviously there was all of a sudden like lockdowns and stuff, and we were like, oh, let's just push this back a bit until we figure out what we're doing.
Right. So when it comes out Friday, how do you celebrate? How do you just kind of like, yes, this is our record? Like, do you have any plans? Is there any is the band getting together? Any plans?
Yeah, Friday night we are doing a virtual live stream. So we're just gonna live stream on Facebook. It's just gonna be kind of like a casual, intimate sort of thing. It's just gonna be the band members and myself just sitting in my house. Probably have a couple celebratory drinks as well. But we're just gonna be like listening to the album front to back, so we can like make commentary during the songs, and we can talk about the recording process and just like answer questions on it and just share our stories of making the album and things like that. And we're also gonna be doing giveaways during it. So we actually have written a few Living Dead Girl trivia questions that we're gonna ask during the live stream to the people in the chat. And like the first person to answer correctly for each one will win a prize, and then we'll just mail out some prizes for it. So we're doing that. And then Saturday, we're just having some friends and family over just for like a little pool party at my house.
Very cool. Now the record's in the can since February. Are you the kind of person that you kind of sit there and you think about it like, maybe we should tweak this, maybe we should change this, maybe I should change the lyric, or was it just like it's done and it's done, and when it comes out, it's done?
It was done once it was done. Yeah, and I'm very vocal. I guess that's kind of a play on words. I'm very vocal in the studio. If I don't like something, I speak up right then and there, and I'll have it changed immediately. So once I like got to finally hear the mixes and stuff, they were already like perfect and exactly how I wanted them.
Gotcha. Well, the thing that just kind of blows me away, and I really want people to latch onto the band and when they listen to it, because first off, I'm lucky enough, I get a lot of stuff sent to me, a lot of music and stuff, and it's hard to kind of just determine what to really pay attention to. And I got to say, I'm very visual. I love album covers, and that's the thing that drew me in about Exorcism, the very visualness of the album cover and everything. I'm going to put this on and check it out. I was just blown away by the complexity of the sound. It's not, there's so many different parts of the band and your sound. It's amazing.
Thank
Especially
you.
like beautiful. Like you have the heavy, intense metal, and I love that. Then it almost sounded like you have Avril Lavigne singing with you on "Beautiful." So the vocals, like how you did them, and I'm just really curious about what came first. Was it, were you into pop music, and then the metal came in? Was it metal, or did it all kind of come in at the same time?
It all kind of came in at the same time. Like when I was little, I used to listen to Avril Lavigne and Pink and Hilary Duff and like female fronted pop singers. And I also listened to like my parents played a lot of like Van Halen and Pink Floyd and like classic rock music. So I've always loved both equally. But as an artist, metal came first. I used to write really, really heavy music. Like the very first Living Dead Girl demos from when I was 18 are like death metal, like just screaming, like no clean vocals, just screaming for 4 minutes straight. And that was the first kind of music that I started making like as my like original music. But I just discovered I didn't enjoy performing that kind of music. Like I love heavy, love screaming. I love listening to that music. I love going to those kind of concerts and being in the crowd for those kind of music. But like being on stage, it needed some kind of pop element to it because like with our current music, like with Exorcism, the pop elements are what make it fun to perform. Like I get to like the facial expressions and everything's like playful and fun and upbeat, and it makes it easy to kind of dance around to and stuff. Whereas when it's just heavy, just screaming, just angry music, like within 3 minutes of the set, like I'm bored.
Yeah.
So I needed some versatility to like make it fun for me.
And that's how it is for the listener, I think, too, because it is fun to hear, like, okay, what's gonna happen next? You know, what's the next song gonna be like? And it was, the album is really kind of a journey, and it's kind of the fun, the ups and downs and the intensity, and then you kind of get to something real like well, the title track Exorcism, that hook in the chorus, you know, then as you find yourself kind of like, yeah, you know, and then you're so I really don't know of any other bands doing this right now that has that sound or who's ever really done it to the way you guys do it. I mean, I think there's this thing in metal sometimes you have to really keep your cool points up, like, oh, I don't listen to pop or things like that. But I think a lot of us do. So to be able to
Yeah.
separate it with one band is really, really cool.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes even like in interviews I did a few months ago, like it's kind of like more closer to the beginning of this journey of releasing an album, I used to like try not to say the word pop. Like I used to say like they'd ask me about writing and stuff, and I used to be like, it's more melodic and upbeat. I don't want to use the word poppy. Whereas now I just come out and say it. I'm like, it's poppy metal.
Well, some of the most badass women are, you know, like you said, Avril. I think she's a badass. You know, I really do. And Pink, she's such a badass too. So there's
Yeah.
nothing bad about that. And I love some of the memes I've seen out there. I don't remember that was from you guys or just people that putting out there, like that, like a picture of Britney Spears, like a picture of Marilyn Manson, and said, you know, to understand living.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I posted that.
It's like perfect. Yeah, it's perfect.
People were asking what the album sounded like, and I was like, I found that meme, and I was like, this is it.
Yep, that's absolutely perfect. How are things? Are you in Canada, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't even know day to day what the rules are here, but what are things there like right now? Are you guys having any kind of openings? Like you can start thinking about playing this stuff live and going out and playing it, or is it still pretty locked down there?
It's so bad that I'm now filling out paperwork to move to the States.
Wow.
Oh, to put it blunt. Yeah, I don't see live music returning anytime soon. We're literally still in a lockdown. Like we started planning a virtual show back in like January or March, and then they made virtual concerts illegal. So we are now working again on doing a virtual concert this summer, but there's like kind of loopholes you got to go through to do it and stuff. They're just being like really overly strict. So I think if we want to play live anytime soon, it's going to be in the States for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys, I can just see you guys fitting right into the whole festival scene. Because right now, a lot of stuff is festivals here in the States. There are bands going on tour. I can just see you guys fitting in so well and so many different bills, you know, because you do have kind of a wide thing. But I can't wait to hear it live, you know, to experience it live. I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself with the intensity of some of, like, especially the metal vocals and things like that? What do you do as a performer to keep your voice in good shape? Because I got to imagine that could be quite a strain, the range that you do.
Yeah, doing it properly is so key. Like I have people all the time who will like just be talking to me and be like, oh, can you scream right now? Like, can I see you do it and stuff? Like I can't, I try never to just like scream on the spot or anything, or just like scream out of nowhere. Like doing the proper warm-ups and everything is just like so key, because you can like feel a difference between if you are properly warmed up and not. So like before shows, like I do so many scales, vocal, like different like vocal trills and stuff, and lip rolls and everything like that. And I drink a lot of like hot water with like honey and lemon and ginger, things like that, just to really make sure I'm protecting my voice. Because if you scream like incorrectly, like you'll know the second you did it. Like there was a few times, like when I was practicing when I was younger, trying figuring out how to scream, there would be a couple times where I would just do it, and then all of a sudden like my throat was sore and I'd like lose my voice after, and I was like, okay, that's not it. Like it's not supposed to be difficult is basically the best way to put it. Like when I am just like screaming at band practice, sometimes like the guys will laugh at me because like my face is just like no expression, no emotion. Like I'll be tired just sitting there like this with the microphone, and like this huge scream is coming out. Like I'm not like making the scrunched up metal face. I'm just sitting there like this, and this like huge screams coming out. Like you should, if you're doing it right, you have so much control over it that it just kind of comes out like talking at that point.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. You said you got in the middle first. When did the scream kind of develop? When did you kind of realize that you had that, I would call it a gift, or the ability to really to get there and not have to strain or things like that?
I think of it as a gift too, because whenever people like, I've even had like vocal coaches like ask me, they're like, what is that? Like, how are you doing that? And even like my boyfriend is like an opera trained singer. Like he is an amazing vocalist. And people are like, I don't know how you're doing that. And I'm like, and people have asked me to teach lessons on it on YouTube and stuff. I'm like, I can't even teach it because I don't really know how to explain what I'm doing either. It's basically just like a very powerful vocal fry is the name of the technique. I kind of just feel like I can like just flip a switch between clean and scream. Like I can go in and out between words when I'm singing. But I discovered it when I was like 17, I think. I kept trying and it sounded awful. Like I would just be in my basement, just like screaming my head off. I feel so bad for my family that had to hear that. Like it was rough. But I kept trying to sing along to like reincarnate by Motionless in White and like In This Moment, like that kind of music that I listened to. And it finally came out when I was singing Horror by In This Moment. When I was 17, I went to do that chorus, and one day it just came out and it sounded really good. And I was just like shocked. So I like set my phone up and I filmed it to make sure I could see how I was doing it. There was just the way I was like flexing like with my diaphragm, and just the way like I was standing in the kind of like a power stance. I was really like, I don't know how to explain. I was just like so like ready to do it, and it just came out perfectly. So I was just like, that's it. I was like, I figured it out.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I just discovered it one day. It just came out perfectly, and I made sure I filmed it and everything to see what I was doing, so I could keep coming back to it. And like once I found the sweet spot, like once I felt how it was supposed to feel, like now it just comes like it's an instinct at this point.
That's cool. And you're so young now to think what you're going to be able to do, like this being the first record and everything, where you go from here. It's just amazing to think the journey's just starting. So that's very cool. Yeah. So for people, I mean, like myself, I'm new to the band. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything about a Living Dead Girl, and I'm not going to go on Wikipedia and try to memorize all this stuff. But tell us, how long has the band been together?
Current lineup, about 2 years.
Okay.
Living Dead Girl itself, like 6 years at this point. I used to just like post listings on Kijiji, which I think is basically like the Canadian version of Craigslist. I used to just post listings saying like, I need a guitarist and a bassist and a drummer. Like we're having auditions at my house. And I was like in grade 9 or 10. And I would just have like so many people like show up at my house and like come and go. Like I went through like 25 plus people before I found the right people, because I found the hardest thing with it. So many people are just like hobbyist musicians, which is awesome. Like if that's what you want to do, you do you. But I mean, like people are like, oh, I just like to play for fun. And even when I was like 15, I was like, no, like this is gonna be my job. Like this is my career. Like I'm trying to start something good here. Like, so trying to find people who felt the same way I do, like who are like that determined to like work on it. And we're not just like having fun jamming in my garage once a week. So like trying to actually find my current lineup is part of why making a debut album took so long, was I needed the right team. But so yeah, I'd say Living Dead Girl's been around for like, I started this record 4 years ago. So really a 4-year journey.
Wow. Can you tell us who the current lineup that's in place now? Can you tell us who they are?
So the bassist is Jordan Storing. He's actually kind of technically like an original Living Dead Girl band member. He wasn't the very first bassist I ever had, but when Living Dead Girl actually like named itself Living Dead Girl and like made a Facebook page and everything, he was the other original member. So he's been around with me for a long time. Then we have John Ellis on guitar and Brian Claxton on drums.
Awesome. And I know, let me ask you too about Living Dead Girl. You can't type in your guys' name without the first thing you see is Rob Zombie.
No.
The song. Was that an inspiration to the name of the band, or was it just a happy coincidence?
It wasn't. And by the time I figured it out, I'd already printed merch and made a website, so I just rolled with it. I came up with the name because basically I was born dead. My parents said for the first like 5 minutes of being alive, my skin was purplish gray and I like wasn't breathing, and the doctor was like freaking out thinking I was a stillborn. So my mom said, like, of course, like you came into this world dead. It's so fitting. Like I'm like goth now, and I was born dead. So it kind of just like became like this thing I kind of laughed about. I was like, it's so fitting that I was born dead. So I named my band Living Dead Girl because I thought it was cool. It like suited me and stuff. And quite honestly, like being honest, I came up with the band name when I was 15. And at that point, the only Rob Zombie song I knew was Dracula. So it was not taken from the song, but I definitely understand why people assume that I took it from the song.
That is a much better story, though. I think that's something people would be really interested to hear.
Yeah.
I know we're about at 15 minutes, so I'll start wrapping up here. I won't keep it too much longer, but when you guys do get back to playing live, I know I saw some stuff on Facebook and some pictures. You talked about like in this moment, and I know they're a very theatrical band. Do you see the your live show? Is it gonna, like I said, your imagery on your album and some of the stuff you post on Facebook, is that going to transfer over to the live show? Do you see it being very visual?
Oh, 100%. I think the visuals are almost equally as important as the music because people look before they listen and they've already formed an opinion by the time they've seen it. So like looking the part is just as important as sounding great because yeah, like I said, like people will form an opinion before they've even listened to it. So like when we are on stage or music videos, photo shoots, anything, like no matter what we're doing Living Dead Girl wise, I'm like sitting there like putting eyeliner on my band member stuff and I'm like, hey, we all gotta look cool. So like when it comes to live shows, like I'm so obsessed with like picking costumes and everything like that.
That's awesome. Well, again, we can't wait to see that. And I can't let you off of here without just commenting on something that I think is so awesome. Seeing your tats, all your tattoos, and you look at you and you think, okay, she's goth, she's into Manson and metal and stuff. But seeing the Ariel tattoo on your arm, I'm a big Disney guy. I love Disney. So seeing that tattoo, I thought was really, really cool. So
thank you. I'm a hardcore Disney fan as well.
Yeah, it's kind of symbolic. One side you got Manson, on the other side you've got the Little Mermaid, and it's kind of like the music too, the balance. So I think that's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, very, very magical. But we're here about 20-minute marks. Like I said, I'm not going to keep you, but I really do appreciate it, and I'm really excited about the band. Is there anything else you want people to know about Living Dead Girl, about what you guys have coming up, or anything you want to pitch right now? I'll kind of turn it over to you.
We do have CDs and vinyls for the album on sale at livingdeadgirl.ca. If anyone wants a physical copy, they can grab one. We will be doing a virtual concert this summer that we will be announcing soon.
Awesome. And I'm going to be taking you up on the vinyl here to add to my collection for sure. I can't wait to add that to my collection. So you guys' merch line is awesome. So you guys I'm really excited about the future of Living Dead Girl and getting you guys to see you guys live. So, just celebrate. Yeah. Just enjoy Friday. Enjoy the album release. You've more than earned it. And here's to a great future for you and the band. Thank you very much.